Top 10 European countries with largest Muslim population. Europe is the third continent into which Islam has entered, after Asia and Africa. Even though Islam has a deep history in the continent, several articles reveal that the percentage of Muslims in Europe is very low, around 42 to 50 million in 2020. According to the International Journal of Environmental Science and Development by House and Katani, the following are the top 10 countries with the largest Muslim population in Europe. Number 1, Russia. According to the U.S. Department of State in 2017, Muslims in Russia numbered 14 million or roughly 10% of the total population. But one of the Grand Muftis of Russia, Sheikh Rawil Ghaneddin, estimated the Muslim population of Russia at 25 million in 2018. Recognized under the law and by Russian political leaders as one of Russia's traditional religions, Islam is a part of Russian historical heritage. The history of Islam and Russia encompasses periods of conflict between the Muslim minority and the Orthodox majority, as well as periods of collaboration and mutual support. After the Russian Empire fell, the Soviet Union introduced a policy of state atheism, which impeded the practice of Islam and other religions, and led to the execution and suppression of various Muslim leaders. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Islam regained a legally recognized space in Russian politics. Muslims form a majority of the population of the republics of Tatarstan and Bashkortostan in the Volga Federal District, and predominate among the nationalities in the North Caucasian Federal District, located between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, the Circassians, Balkars, Chechens, Ingush, Kabardin, Karakay, and numerous Dagestani peoples. Also, in the middle of the Volga region, reside populations of Tatars and Bashkirs, the vast majority of whom are Muslims. Other areas with notable Muslim minorities include Moscow, St. Petersburg, the republics of Adygia, North Ossetia-Alania and Astrakhan, Orenburg and Ulyanovsk oblasts. There are over 8,000 registered religious Muslim organizations, equivalent to almost one-fifth of the number of registered Russian Orthodox religious organizations, of about 42,000 as of 2022. Number 2, Germany. In second place is Germany, which has 6.7 million Muslims residents. This number is around 5.6% of the total population of 83 million population in 2022. Cities such as Berlin, Hamburg, and Cologne are the centers of Islamic life and culture in Germany. The majority of Muslims in Germany today are immigrants and their descendants from several Islamic countries. More than half of the Muslims there are descendants of immigrants from Turkey. Followed by immigrants from Arab countries, the Balkans, especially Kosovo and Bosnia, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Pakistan, and Iran. There are also a significant minority originated from sub-Saharan Africa, mostly East Africa. In a 2014 academic publication, it was estimated that some 20,000 to 100,000 Germans converted to Islam, numbers which are comparable to those in France and in the United Kingdom. The large majority of Muslims live in former West Germany, including West Berlin. Number 3, France. France recorded an estimated Muslim population of 6.65 million people in 2020. This figure is equivalent to 10% of the total population of 66,353,270. The majority of Muslims in France are descended from North African countries that were once French colonies, such as Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia and Mauritania, as well as from French ex-colonialist West African countries like Senegal, Mali and Guinea. There are also many Muslims from Turkey and Middle Eastern countries. Many native French citizens converted to Islam, including those from academic circles, such as Jean-Louis Michan or Ali Abd al-Khaliq, 1924–2013, René Guénon or Abdelwahid Yahya, 1886–1951, and Roger Garoui, 1913–2012. Also footballers like Frank Ribery and Nicolas Anelka. Number 4, United Kingdom. Islam is the second largest religion in the United Kingdom, with results from the 2021 census recording around 4 million Muslims, or 6% of the total population in the United Kingdom. London has the largest population and greatest proportion, 15%, of Muslims in the country. The vast majority of British Muslims in the United Kingdom adhere to Sunni Islam. The majority of Muslims in the UK come from former British colonies in South Asia, the Arabian Peninsula, Southeast Asia, Africa, and the Levant. Many natives in the UK, especially England, have converted to Islam, mostly women. Muslims in the UK are increasingly playing a role in British society, both in politics, social, media, and sports. Many have become ministers, mayors, and members of parliament, including the Mayor of London Sadiq Khan, Humza Yousaf, former First Minister of Scotland and leader of the SNP, and Saeed Awarsi, former cabinet minister. Number 5, Albania. Albania has an estimated population of 2.6 million Muslims in 2020. This number is around 79% of the population in Albania, namely 3.2 million people. However, not many Muslims practice their religion regularly, especially among the young, due to decades of communist and atheist rule that banned all religious practices after the end of World War II. Muslims and followers of other religions were only able to practice freely after the collapse of communism in Albania in 1991. Islam arrived in Albania mainly during the Ottoman period when the majority of Albanians over time converted to Islam under Ottoman rule. Number 6, Spain. Spain is a Catholic majority country, with Islam being a minority religion, practiced mostly by immigrants from Muslim-majority countries and their descendants. According to an unofficial estimation of 2020 by the Union of Islamic Communities of Spain, USAID, the Muslim population in Spain represents the 4.45% of the total Spanish population. But according to the latest data in 2024 released by the Islamic Commission of Spain, there are 2.5 million Muslims in Spain, which is about 5% of the population of 51 million Spaniards. Around 42% were Spanish citizens, most of them with foreign family origins, 38% Moroccans, and 20% of other nationalities. The number of converts, as per the Commission, has increased to an estimated 10 times in the past 3 decades. Most Muslims in Spain come from Morocco, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Senegal, and Algeria. They inhabit many industrial areas, such as Andalusia, Catalonia, Madrid and Valencia. Islam was a major religion on the Iberian Peninsula, beginning with the Umayyad conquest of Hispania, and ending, at least overtly, with its prohibition by the modern Spanish state in the mid-16th century, and the massacre, forced conversion, and expulsion of the Moriscos, Spanish Muslims, in the early 17th century. Although a significant proportion of the Moriscos returned to Spain, or avoided expulsion, the practice of Islam had faded into obscurity by the 19th century, after many years of crypto-Muslims practicing their faith in secret. Number 7, Kosovo. The number of Muslims in Kosovo today is around 2.25 million, 95% of 2.4 million of Kosovo's total population. Most of whom are ethnic Albanians. There are also non-Albanian-speaking Muslims, who define themselves as Bosniaks, Gorani and Turks. Islam in Kosovo has a long-standing tradition dating back to the Ottoman conquest of the Balkans. Before the Battle of Kosovo in 1389, the entire Balkan region had been Christianized by both the Western and Eastern Roman Empire. From 1389 until 1912, Kosovo was officially governed by the Muslim Ottoman Empire and a high level of Islamization occurred among Catholic and Orthodox Albanians. During the time period after World War II, Kosovo was ruled by secular socialist authorities in the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, SFRY. During that period, Kosovars became increasingly secularized. After the end of communist period, religion had a revival in Kosovo. Republic of Kosovo is a country in Southeast Europe, unilaterally declared its independence from Serbia on February 17, 2008, and has since gained diplomatic recognition as a sovereign state by 104 member states of the United Nations. It is bordered by Albania to the southwest, Montenegro to the west, Serbia to the north and east, and North Macedonia to the southeast. Number 8. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Muslims make the largest religious community in Bosnia and Herzegovina, is around 1.8 million people, or 52% of 3.4 million population. The other two large groups being Eastern Orthodox Christians, 31%, almost all of whom identify as Serbs, and Roman Catholics, 16%, almost all of whom identify as Croats. Islam is the most widespread religion in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was introduced to the local population in the 15th and 16th centuries, as a result of the Ottoman conquest of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Almost all of Bosnian Muslims identify as Bosniaks. A small minority of non-Bosniak Muslims in Bosnia and Herzegovina include Albanians, Roma and Turks. Albeit traditionally adherent to Sunni Islam of the Hanafi school of jurisprudence. Number 9. Italy. Italy recorded a population of 1.4 million Muslims in 2020, equivalent to 2.1% of its total population of 64 million. Muslim presence in Italy dates back to the 9th century, when Sicily came under control of the Aghlabid dynasty from North Africa. There was a large Muslim presence in Italy from 827 until the 12th century. The Norman conquest of Sicily led to a gradual decline of Islam, due to the massacre, forced conversion, and emigration of Muslims toward northern Africa. By the 1900s, with the Italian colonization of Libya, Somalia, Eritrea and Albania, a new wave of Muslim migrants, mainly from these two countries, entered Italy. They remained the most dominant Muslim groups, until the end of the 20th century, and often Islamic prayers were conducted in either Arabic, Amharic, Somali or Albanian. In more recent years, there has been migration from Pakistan, the Balkans, mainly Albania, Kosovo and Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bangladesh, India, Morocco, Egypt, and Tunisia. Number 10. Netherlands. In 10th place, the Netherlands is on the list of European countries with the largest Muslim population. The number of Muslims in this country is around 1 million people, almost 6% of the 17 million of total population. More than half of Muslims in the Netherlands are of Turkish and Moroccan descent. The rest come from several Asian and African countries, as well as native Dutch converts to Islam. The Islamic community in the Netherlands is concentrated in Amsterdam, The Hague, Rotterdam, and Utrecht.